Okay, for this section, we're not following the directions exactly. We're going to graph and state the domain and range. We're only doing 4 from this section, but don't write all over the other graphs because we're going to do some of the other graphs possibly for belt work. So don't, maybe just write on a separate piece of paper if you need to write on a separate piece of paper. So like this first function, if we set up our original chart and we do 0, 1, and 4, we have 0, 1, and 2. Right? This function, we have this 4. This means the same thing. Oops. This means the same thing as if I put this first and stuck a +4 at the end. Right? This 4 is being added to the function. So it's the same thing as if I added 4 on the end. This is how we typically see this. So this minus, or this, negative that's inside the function is with the x values. So that negative is going to change the x signs. This +4 is on the outside. When it's on the outside, it impacts the y's. You add 4 to your y values. So this becomes 4, 5, and 6. So the points that I'm plotting are 0, 4, -1, 5, and -4, 6. So this is -1, -2, -3, -4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0, 4, -1, 5, and -4, 6. My graph is going this way. Number of the domain is going to be -infinity to 0. The range is going to be 4 to infinity. Okay, number 4. Number 4, if we make our chart, zero, 1, and 4, 0, 1, and 2. This negative is inside, so it's changing the signs of the x. So we're going to take care of that first. The 1/2, remember we're going to do the reciprocal. When it's on the inside, we're going to opposite. So we're going to multiply by 2. So this is still 0, this is -2, this is -8. And then this 1 on the outside is shifting shifting the graph up. So we're going to add 1 to our y's. So these are the values we would plot on our graph. So I'm going to graph 0, 1, -2, 2, and -8, 3. Since I'm going to count by 2's on this one, on my x-axis, so this is -2, -4, -6, -8, and I'm still going to count by 1's on my y. Remember, as long as you label it, you can count by whatever you want. So 0, 1, -2, 2, and -8, 3. So my graph is going this way. Again, my domain is going to be -infinity to 0. My range starts at 1 and goes to infinity. Okay, number 9. Label. Number 9, I've got some space next to this, so I'm going to do my chart over here. 0, 1, and 4, 0, 1, and 2. This 2 on the outside means it's going to affect the y, and it's a 2 being multiplied by the function, so we do that same operation, multiply by 2. So 0, 2, and 4. And then over here, the +4 is inside, so it's going to impact the x. And this means I go left 4, so left 4 means subtract 4. So negative 4, negative 3, and 0. So these are the points I'm going to plot. So I have to go negative 4, 0, negative 3, 2, 0, 4. So I'm going to make sure I can see those negative values on my graph. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 4, 0. Negative 3, 2. And 0, 4. My domain, x values, start at negative 4. My range starts at 0.
Good afternoon, Longhorns. Here are your afternoon announcements. If you're interested in playing golf tennis this season, see Coach
For number
Escobar
10,
until 5:33 before tomorrow, or you can email her at vanessa.escobar@hcts.net.
the 1/2 that's out in front is going to impact the y's. We're multiplying the y's by 1/2. Inside the function, we're going to have to factor out that negative sign. Okay, remember we said in class that if you have a coefficient of the x, you're going to have to factor it out. So inside the function, there's this negative. That changes the sign of the x values. And then this plus 2 means move left 2, so that means I have to subtract 2. Okay, so these are the points I plot. Negative 2, 0, negative 3, 1/2, and negative 6, 1. So, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to put my axis here. And I go negative 2, 0, negative 3, 1/2, and negative 6, 1. And my graph goes this way. So my domain goes from negative infinity to negative 2. My range goes from 0 to infinity. Okay, so that's it for that section.